Hello everybody and welcome to the game of the year for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. The game of the year, the game of the franchise, whatever you want to call it, it's the most important one they will probably ever play. Number 3 Clemson in Death Valley. Wake Forest leads the ACC Atlantic by 1 game, and that's over this team right here on your screen, Clemson. If they lose, even if Clemson loses next week to South Carolina and Wake Forest wins next week against North Carolina State, it won't matter because Clemson will have tiebreaker in head-to-head. So the only way Wake Forest is going to clinch the ACC Atlantic and more than not go to the Orange Bowl is by beating Clemson in Death Valley. A lot to live up to, but overall, a great season. Wake Forest enters at 8-2 in their 7-game win streak after the 0-2 start. It is definitely a thing to be reckoned with. Welcome to Clemson Memorial Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Week 13 of the college football season is here, and let's get right into it. After a 10-minute drive that leads to a field goal for Wake Forest, they are up 3-0 over number 3, and now it's Clemson's turn to respawn. 3rd and 3, now 9:20 to go in the second quarter. First time Clemson is touching the ball the entire game. Kevin White to Mike Williams. First down pickup, that's 9 yards, and now on 3rd and 9. They weren't done on that 3rd down. 3rd and 9, Kevin White, 3-step drop to Anthony Rogers. This time for 22, and Clemson likes to go no huddle, and right here they're going to get Wake Forest biting. Anthony Rogers, touchdown Tigers. Play action, boot, roll out to the left, play to perfection. Wake Forest did come with a blitz. They could not get to Kevin White in time, and Clemson on top 7-3. However, Clemson was not done there. 2nd and 3, handoff to Townsend, and that's Andrew Townsend picking up a first down. And then on 2nd and 2, more no huddle, and this time it's going to be another handoff to Townsend, and Andrew Townsend getting his workload in early. 4:40 to go. 3rd down again, 3rd and 5, this time from about midfield. Kevin White loads up, finds Mike Williams, gets past 3 Demon Deacons, he picks up a first down, and then from there on 2nd and 13, Kevin White is so nice to his man Zach Mason, the tight end, for 20 yards, and Clemson up 13-3. Replay's gonna show PJ Brooks just never turned his head. 14-3 your score at half. While Wake Forest is not out of it, they are certainly down, but we saw this against Florida State just 2 weeks ago in BB&T. They were down, but they were not out. They made a late comeback, and they ultimately won the game on the last play of the game. Clemson's a much different team, though, folks, because Clemson will not sit down, and unlike FSU, they can and they will control the clock when they need to. So with that said, at half, 14-3 Clemson. Wake Forest needs to win this game, otherwise their ACC Atlantic championship hopes, well, they're dashed, to say the very least. Because Clemson will have tiebreaker, even if they lose to South Carolina. But, as we said, it can't be a bad year. Wake Forest enters with 8 wins on the year. They expect to get number 9 next week. The only question is, will they have 10 after this week, or will they be at 9 after next week? Only one way to find out. Let's get into the second half of things from Death Valley. Clemson did kick off to start the game. That's why Wake Forest literally wasted all of the first quarter for a field goal. And now it's Clemson's ball to start the second half. 9:50 to go in the third. This one is to Slaughter. And Slaughter is going to slaughter the Wake Forest secondary right there. More no-huddle action, 1st and 10. They are already in Wake Forest territory at the 30-yard line. Scratch that, 34-yard line. Well, it doesn't matter because Mike Williams burns the defenders, and that puts Clemson up 21-3 pending the PAT. It didn't matter where they were. The two-step sling it right there on your screen. PJ Brooks again nowhere to be found. His man wide open. And for Mike Williams for Clemson, that ties the record for Clemson and the lead for the most receiving touchdowns. So now Wake Forest, well, they have some work to do. They're down 18. That pass rate there doesn't help matters. So 3rd and 10, they need this, and they need this badly. Dustin Thomas rolls. He finds Ryan Caldwell, the hero of Florida State, just 2 weeks ago. And that's a first down. 2nd and 9 now. 7:50 to go in the third. Thomas, 4-step drop. Caldwell again. Ryan Caldwell becoming a factor today's game. He picks up a first down that gives Caldwell 40 yards and also gives Thomas nearing 100. 2nd and 3 now. The handoff is going to go to Desmond Wortham. Spin move. He finds his way to the 10-yard line, and Wake Forest is starting to show their firepower. Down 18, they need all the help they can get. They're going to get it here. Curtis Crosby in the end zone after a play action rollout to the right. Thomas had one man under, and it didn't matter because he saw Crosby all the way, and that's what he was going for. Touchdown Wake Forest, they're down 11. They have the ball back after they hold Clemson to a 3 and out. And now it's Dustin Thomas's turn. Spin move on the read option to the left. He picks up 7. On 2nd and 3, Desmond Wortham. He picks up 6 right there, and it's a new set of downs. Very quickly, Wake Forest is showing why they are a force to be reckoned with in the ACC. However, 2nd and 13, Thomas cannot pick up the first down on 3rd and 5. And then on 3rd and 5, things get a little hairy. Thomas wants Ryan Caldwell. Caldwell cannot bring in the one-handed catch, diving far side, and that brings up a 4th down decision. Well, Coach Mathis all year, he hasn't gone for many 4th downs. He hasn't had to, but this time he has to. 3rd quarter, you do not want to give Clemson another chance at all, no matter how deep you are down or how big you are up. So 4th and 5, they go for it. Hard count doesn't work. Curtis Crosby does get the first down though by literally a step, and that is new life. And what do they do with that new life? Well, we've already called his name a few times, folks. Ryan Caldwell on the 4 vertical play, touchdown Wake, and the Demon Deacons extra point away from pulling within 4. Down 21-3, they come back, and now they are only down 21-17. However, Clemson being number 3 in the nation at home, yeah, Kevin White can run. He hasn't showed it all game, but now he feels like he has to. Wake Forest is getting momentum. They want to kill that momentum right now. Good run by Kevin White there, and then if it's not broke, then, well, you don't have to fix it. Kevin White all the way down to the 26-yard line of Wake Forest, and then trifecta. Oh my goodness, it is so nice for Clemson. However, Wake Forest would tell you differently. 1st and goal. Wake Forest actually holds Clemson to a 3rd and goal, but it had to happen, right? Kevin White looking and firing. Somehow Wake Forest is not get a hand on that. The defenders, I don't know what they were doing, but Anthony Rogers stood his ground, and from there, it would not be pretty for Wake Forest. 28-17, Kevin White, yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you later. 35-17, and then Wake Forest driving. They're looking to make a comeback. 4:50 to go. Picked off, and Dustin Thomas, well, that would ultimately be the end of the game. It wasn't over already, but there was a slight chance Wake Forest could have done something. And then Anthony Rogers, how about another touchdown? 5 touchdowns for Kevin White. 3 of them go to Rogers. And that's your final in Death Valley, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3, Clemson shows why they're number 3. However, after this week, we advance, and the AP polls still had Wake Forest in the top 32. So, Wake Forest, with a win against NC State next week, hopefully they can come into 27th, 28th in the poll, go into next year, get that win to start off, and then be in the top 25. But guys, we will see next week from North Carolina State. And guys, while it was a disappointing loss, it's something to look back on. Good year so far. We are 8-3. Clemson, they were coming into this one at 9-1. It wasn't gonna be easy, and they showed why. We'll see you guys later next week. Have a good one. Take care. Clemson wins this one, 42-17.